Soybean growers in 34 states, including Nebraska, will be able to use a formulation of dicamba to help control weeds in 2017. The Environmental Protection Agency has given 2-year approval to Monsanto's XtendiMax with VaporGrip Technology for use in genetically engineered soybeans and cotton. The EPA's registration puts several restrictions on using the product, including banning aerial applications and not allowing its use when winds exceed 15 miles per hour. University of Nebraska-Lincoln researchers have been testing this technology in the Roundup Ready to Extend system over the last 4 years. On Monday, we talked with Nebraska Extension weed management specialist Amit Jhala and began by asking about the XtendiMax product.
XtendiMax is a new formulation of dicamba based on DGA salt, and it is prepared with VaporGrip technology, which is a very new technology to make this new formulation very less volatile compared with any other commercially available dicamba based products.
So what will be the use of this technology for Nebraska growers?
So far in Nebraska, we have confirmed 6 broadleaf weeds resistant to glyphosate, including common water hemp, common ragweed, giant ragweed, marestel, kochia, and palmer amaranth, and all are broadleaf weeds that cannot be controlled by glyphosate applied alone. So this new technology will be useful, especially when we will have an opportunity to apply this post-emergence application of XtendiMax on top of that. So it will provide us one more herbicide tool to control overall this glyphosate resistant weeds.
Give me the background of the Roundup Ready to Extend soybeans.
So Roundup Ready to Extend soybean is a specifically genetically engineered soybean variety tolerant to dicamba, which is a broadleaf phenoxy group herbicide. So basically this research started at UNL, and then it was given to Monsanto for commercial application.
Tell me more about your research, what you found using this technology.
We have started working with Roundup Ready to Extend soybean and this XtendiMax herbicide back before 4 years. We have tested this for weed control and crop safety, and so far we have seen very good results as far as weed control program is concerned, and we have seen excellent results when we have applied some very strong pre-emergence herbicide, and when it was followed by XtendiMax, which is a dicamba new dicamba formulation. Plus we also have tested Roundup Extend, which will be a glyphosate plus dicamba formulation, but it is not approved by EPA yet.
There were numerous concerns with dicamba in states to the south this year and drift damage. Can you tell me why dicamba is so volatile and how XtendiMax is different from that?
This year there were a number of issues specifically in the south because Roundup Ready to Extend soybean was available in the market, but the dicamba formulations like XtendiMax was not available in the market. So growers, they purchased this Roundup Ready to Extend soybean and they applied those traditionally commercially available dicamba based formulations on top of that soybean. So which is not legal, and those dicamba formulations are very volatile compared with this new formulation. So that's why there were a number of issues with drift as well as volatility from the site of application.
What's the difference in this one that makes it less volatile?
As I told you before, this is specifically designed to be used on post-emergence applications in Roundup Ready to Extend soybean. So it's based on VaporGrip technology, means they have made it extremely low volatile, so to avoid any type of off-target movement.
Did you find anything in your research that growers need to be aware of when applying with certain wind speeds or nozzle types?
Yes, there will be a number of recommendations developed by industry, and it has to be applied with certain wind speed and certain nozzle type, and overall target here is just to avoid any off-target movement, because it is still a phenoxy based herbicide and it can create a lot of injury if it will not be applied with recommended practices.
The EPA's recommendation of 15 miles per hour, that seems like a lot. Is that acceptable?
So far we have tested only when wind speed is less than 10 miles per hour. So it will be interesting to see how it goes in a state like Nebraska, which is relatively more windy in compared to other states. So yeah, I can't say exactly, but so far our research was based on when we applied less than 10 miles per hour.
How widely adopted will this be in 2017?
It will be usually adopted industry is claiming like they already have sold Roundup Ready to Extend that can be on 15 million acres, which will be a lot.
Tell me about the problems Nebraska at least faces with dicamba-resistant weeds, which, those problems still exist in this system now.
Yeah, so far we have only one weed right now resistant to dicamba is kochia, which is particularly more in western part of the state. So therefore, this new technology, we have to use it very carefully, and growers should not rely only on XtendiMax for their weed control program, because we already have kochia resistant to dicamba, and if we will keep using XtendiMax just like we used glyphosate based products in glyphosate tolerant crops, then at some point we end up with having some more broadleaf weed species that will be resistant to dicamba. So we always recommend to use some other herbicides and to include herbicide program that should be based on multiple effective modes of action.
Amit recently authored a CropWatch article on this topic. You can find that through a link on the Market Journal website.